Hey guys, Mr. here again for another video today, and we are back with another Can They Win the Stanley Cup? So we're going to we're going to be doing a new one today. We are going to be doing we're going to see if a team of the 6'5" and above players can win the Stanley Cup. Is that Buffalo? I want to say that's Buffalo, but I don't remember, to be honest. Buffalo 6'5". Yes, it is. All right, so let's put Anaheim back in there, and then we will replace Buffalo. So again, in the Atlantic Division again. So interesting. Buffalo's actually a pretty high overall team, but definitely not as good as this team that we are about to hopefully win a Stanley Cup with. This is one of the better teams that we have done so far, and obviously, guys, the defense on this team are unreal. Some players were actually ridiculously tall. Like some of the players I couldn't get into the lineup, like they just weren't good enough to make the lineup. There were some tall ones, like I think Andre Suster didn't make it, and he's like 6'7" or something. It's absolutely unreal. Just making sure I get all the game rules right, or all the settings right, I should say, because I do not remember. Haven't done one of these in like a week or a week and a half or so. So do gotta make sure that everything is right. Entries off, then sliders all the way down as well, just in case. Don't want entries on. That's for sure. I do want to make sure that this is a pretty easy sim for everything, because I don't want there to be a lot of interruptions for the most part. So Buffalo 6'5". We will see if this Atlantic Division team can win the Stanley Cup. It'll be interesting, that's for sure, because like I said, it is a pretty solid team. Goaltending isn't too bad, if I remember. I want to say Pecorine is our starter, but I don't think Pecorine is 6'5". I think he's like 6'4". And then I know we do have Bishop in net, though, somewhere. Whether he's the backup or not, I don't remember. So, yeah, looking at our team, obviously, 89 offense really isn't that good, but the 97 defense really helps, and that's what's going to have to really carry us to this championship. Well, I mean, to be fair, our defense and our goaltending, really. So, yeah, we'll just start here. Best lines, couldn't tell you what I want to do. I think we will have it like this. So yeah, really not great. We're having Logan Brown, although he is listed as a fourth liner on the fourth line here. So we also have Tage Thompson, which is interesting. He was just drafted by St. Louis this two seasons ago. I was gonna say this past season, but nope. So a pretty awesome top line of line A, Bukestad and Wheeler. We're gonna go with that as our top line. And a second line of Mantha, Hayes, and Lowry. Then a third line of Colborne, Boyle, and Hayes. And then a fourth line of Tage Thompson, Martin Hansel, and Logan Brown. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have everybody 6'6" or higher, but that was extremely hard to do, and it wasn't even going to be a competitive team no matter what. So I decided to go with 6'5" plus. So Hedman 6'6", Brent Burns 6'5", Bufflin 6'5", Parayko 6'6", Chara 6'9", obviously, and Hamilton 6'6". A former Bruins pairing, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure they did play together before. So yeah, Dubnyk 6'6". I forgot about Dubnyk. I was wondering why our goaltending was so good. So yeah, Rene 6'5" and Dubnyk 6'6". Scratched. I didn't put any scratch players in here. So that's the team. Offensively, it's really going to have to come from that top line. I mean, maybe our second line as well, but it'll be very interesting, that's for sure. Obviously, anything can happen, so who knows? I mean, it is an 82-game season, but like I said, I'm really scared just because of that 89 offense. It really isn't that good. We'll see, like I said, if they can carry us to this championship. So let's proceed on to the sim. We won the first game of the sim. That's not too bad. Right, on a 4-game win streak to start the season, too. That's really not that bad. We're going to need big performances from Dubnyk and Rene. Oh my god, I almost just lost my controller as I was grabbing my notepad to find the page where I can write down all these stats here. Yeah, so what was I saying? Don't even remember. What was I saying? Nope, don't remember, whatever. We're just going to write this down now. So we're going to put in 6'5", which is pretty damn tall. I'm like, why is there a trade here? Decline trade. I'm not making any trades. I don't remember there being trades in any of my other episodes in this. I wonder if I turned trades off. Honestly, I think I might have turned. No, I don't, because I keep. I'm pretty sure I don't, because I like keeping CPU trades on in case other teams want to make trades. But yeah, so 6'5" and above. We'll see if this team can win the Stanley Cup. We will if we just continue on the pace that we are going right now, we will most definitely make the playoffs. I mean, 25, 8-3 is a really good record. 26, 27, 8-3 now. That is really good. If we can hit 30 wins before 10 regulation losses, that would be really good. And it's looking like it might happen, and it does happen. So, yeah, we're in a pretty good spot right now, that's for sure. Not even, just started the new year 3 weeks ago in the sim, and we're 34, 10-4. That is really, really good. We will hopefully continue to get this. Could we get 40 wins before the deadline? I would assume so. We are 2 off, and we have like 3 weeks of competition. Let's see. We're getting a notification in here as well. 38, 11-4. Why is my phone so stupid? I'm not even touching my phone. It just, the Siri thing just went off. Like, ridiculous. I don't understand. Okay, come on, game. Can this work, please? Oh, it was a trade. Marchessault, Gabrowski, and Englund, no thank you. And we hit 40 wins very easily. We already have John Tavares. How I would love to bring you into this team, but I'm not going to, obviously. Dubnyk is pretty good, but I don't know. Well, I mean, I'd love to send him away, but Tavares is not 6'5", so I cannot do that. Currently 40, let's see, what is our record at the deadline? We have a record of 47, 12-4. I think it was. That is unreal. Have 50 wins already. We might actually break the record of my Hut team that we had. We had 60 wins there. We are at 55. We can beat 60. No, we tied with 60 wins. All right, that is very interesting. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to see what the final record was. So, definitely this Buffalo team is better than the Sabres, that's for sure. And we face the Montreal Canadiens in round 1. Very interesting. We'll see how we do there. So, actually, we didn't get 60 wins. We were one shot. We went 59, 16, and 7, which overall is not a bad record. That is most definitely first in the NHL. I'm not even going to look. Well, I mean, I will look. I'm just not going to look right now. Our defense and our offense went up, so there must have been growth here from some players. Wheeler actually got up to an 80. Brown and Thompson both grew as well. Interesting, that's for sure. Brown went up like 4 overall, and then Thompson, I think, only went up 1. Defensively, Hamilton went up to an 87. Wow, okay. Very interesting. Goalies, I'm assuming they didn't change. 88 and 87. So we'll see how Dubnyk and Rene do in the playoffs. So yeah, we finished best in the conference with 125 points. Obviously, ridiculous season. Blake Wheeler had the most points on our team with 68. Which, to be fair, isn't that bad. Brent Burns with 63 at 24 goals. Laine was 62. Mantha was 61. That is a really good season for Mantha. I think that's a career high for him. Yeah, 100%. Very interesting. Dougie Hamilton with 58. Hedman with 54. Bukestad with 52. Bufflin with 44. Hayes and Lowry with 43. Then the other Hayes, 33. Colborne, 32. Parayko, 27. Boyle, 21. Hansel, 17. Brown, 17. Thompson, 11. And Charo with 5. 3 of those points were goals, though, so that's always good. Most goals on the team went to Mantha at 28. Then Bukestad at 27. Wheeler at 26. Then tied for 4th on the team is Burns and Laine. And then Kevin Hayes with 20. So we had 6 20-plus goal scorers, which isn't too bad. Most assists goes to Dougie Hamilton. Nice, 50 assists for him. Not too bad. Highest plus-minus. Who had the plus 39? Brent Burns did. Wow, okay. Let's check our goalies first as well. Goaltenders, we had Rene with a 45-win season. That is really good. He had a 927 save percentage and a 212 GAA. And then Dubnyk as a backup at a 948 and a 1.46. That is unreal stats from both of our goalies. Well, Rene's aren't the best, but Dubnyk's is really, really good. Actually, both Rene's at the top for wins in the league. Very interesting. Now, save percentage, Tuukka Rask has the best save percentage in the league. Best GAA goes to, as a starter, it goes to Rene. So it's between Rene and Rask for the Vezina, but I think Dubnyk and Rene could most definitely win the best, or the Jennings, I believe, which is the best goaltending. Well, it can be the best goaltending tandem for like save percentage or something. I don't remember what it is. So yeah, we finished first in the league by a long shot. The only other two teams to hit 50 wins were St. Louis and Nashville. Very interesting. So yeah, we finished first now. Since we've done that, let's go and see if we can make it to the Stanley Cup final and even win the Stanley Cup. I did not mean to go to stats. I want to go to the calendar. There we go. And yeah, let's see. So we're just going to sim game by game. Game number 1 in the first round, we lose. Interesting. Game number 2, we lose again. Carey Price not letting up, and we lose game 3 as well. Game number 4, we lose. So great. This team just got swept 4-0. That is terrible. So we aren't able to win the Stanley Cup, unfortunately. And that is yet another failed attempt, and we are now on a 5-game losing streak. The only team we have won the Stanley Cup with is our Hut team, or my Hut team, I guess I should say. 2001 draft wasn't able to make the playoffs. 2002 draft wasn't able to make the playoffs. Undrafted team, they weren't able to make or win the Stanley Cup. The old men, I believe they didn't make the playoffs. They were just shy. And then 6'5" plus, they were not able to win the Stanley Cup either. So with their record, you would have thought maybe they would have had a pretty good chance at winning it. But unfortunately, that is not true. Even with growth from some of our players, it is still not true. Okay, so Stanley Cup champions go to the Columbus Blue Jackets. We won the President's Trophy, and it was St. Louis versus Columbus in the finals. Art Ross to Ovechkin, Hart Memorial to Ovechkin, James Norris to Doughty, Lady Byng to Kucherov, Calder to Tarasenko. I have to explain this every time because I have edited Tarasenko's stats. That's why that happens. Bobrovsky with the Conn Smythe. Rene with the Vezina. I was right. Jennings went to only Rene. Surprisingly, it didn't go to Rene. And Dubnyk. Bill Masterton to Spiza. Selke to Stahl. Jordan Stahl, that is. Ted Lindsay to Ovechkin. And Maurice Richard to Ovechkin. So Ovechkin back on top of the league. You got the Art Ross, the Hart, the Ted Lindsay, and the Maurice Richard. Very good season from Ovi, that's for sure. And let's just go check out the I guess the stats in the playoffs as well. So Mantha was our best player. He had 3 goals. He scored 3 out of the 5 goals we scored. That is terrible. Only 5 people scored, and only 3 people got more than 1 point. And only 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players got a point. Chara didn't get a point. Hedman didn't get a point. You'd like to see that out of him. Bufflin, same thing. You'd like to see one out of him. Bukestad playing that first line center. You definitely would have liked to seen one from him as well. Although, to be fair, I mean, the only real excuse I could see from this team is that they're all slow because they're all so big. Like, fastest player on this team has 89 speed. Like, that is really bad. And who was that? Was it Lowry, I think it was? No, it was Dougie Hamilton. It was our defenseman. Arguably our best defenseman in the season. Yeah, wow, that is terrible. And goalies, Rene, 906 save percentage. That is terrible. Rene did not do good in the playoffs, that's for sure. Now, checking out... Actually, I don't want to check the entire league. We'll just go and check out the playoff bracket. Let's see. So playoff tree, obviously the Columbus Blue Jackets win the Stanley Cup. So a rematch of last year's first round, Columbus versus Pittsburgh, and it is now the opposite. I believe Pittsburgh won in 5. Columbus this year won in 5. Then they won in 5 against Carolina, and they won in 6 against Montreal. So Montreal managed to sweep the first 2 rounds and then lose in 6 games in the Eastern Conference Final. Wow. And then it took 6 games for Columbus to get over St. Louis. So Columbus really had a good season in the playoffs, and it's funny too. Chicago and Nashville had a rematch in round 1 as well, and that was a sweep, but the opposite. Was that a rematch as well? St. Louis versus Minnesota? I think so. And St. Louis again got the best of Minnesota. Very, very interesting. That's for sure. Yeah, alright, well, that's the playoff bracket and everything there, guys. This one's a little bit shorter than I would have liked to have seen it, because I would have expected this team to at least make it to like the second or third round, but unfortunately we were not able to do so. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you all did enjoy. Let me know what kind of other teams I should do next, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.